Hi guys, welcome back to another awesome video. My name is Nox, as in N-O-K-S. I'm back again, guys, with another awesome video, another awesome content. And this time around, I want to talk about myths that people have when it comes to the whole recruitment process. I've got my phone and I've got a few that I noted down. So every time I look down, I'm just referring to the notes that I've made. And I want to tell you what normally the people will say, this is how you should do it. And I will tell you why you should maybe consider doing it the other way, okay? And I'm hoping that me sharing this information will help you do that in further. I hear a lot of people say, I'm starting with this one because I did a video on that. And if it's your first time here, maybe you should consider pressing the red subscribe button. Don't forget to follow me on my Instagram as well. It's NoxMessD. I'll put the link here as well. One thing that I hear a lot of people say is, you should not have a long CV. And I'm thinking, it's your first time here, because the people that are subscribed to this channel, they definitely know there's nothing called a long and a short CV. There is a CV, which is a curriculum vitae, and then there is a resume. Okay, so if you've got the two confused, I'll link a video which speaks about the difference between a CV and a resume. I'll also link it at the end of this video, so you can go ahead, bless yourself, and I'm gonna take you to school with that video. So most people say, hey, recruiters, people in HR, people that are hiring or hiring managers don't like long CV. That's not entirely true. It depends exactly on what the requirements are. If they say send us a resume, they're expecting a resume which is a short version or a summary of your CV, and you're gonna watch a video. If you already understand that a resume is a summary of your CV, but always targeting the position that you've applied for, so you don't put everything, and your CV is very detailed, comprehensive, because it's got everything that you have done, where you've moved from one job to the next, and everything about you and your career. Okay, another thing that I hear a lot of people say is, hey, when you answer questions, you must just be short. Keep it short and sweet. Don't talk too much. I'm gonna disagree with that. There are questions where they really want you to be very detailed and don't answer in one word and keep quiet. Like if they ask, why should we hire you, you can't be saying, because I'm a hard worker. They're keeping it short and sweet and you keep quiet. Saying you're a hard worker might not score you good enough points to make sure that you get a job. But you have to be as detailed as you can, where you are saying, because I know the position is looking for blah, 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 and this is what I've been exposed to. I sort of know that blah, 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 and you go further and explain exactly why they should hire you, or you are the best candidate for the job. So there are questions where you can't be short and sweet. It wouldn't really makes sense, especially those behavioral questions where they give you a scenario. If you are exposed to 1, 2, 3, what would you do? Have you been in a situation like this? How did you go about? You can't be short and sweet about that one. All right. And also remembering that an interview is about you selling yourself to the potential employer. So being short and sweet might not do the jobs that make sure that you secure a job. And I've heard this thing as well, where people are not motivated to apply for jobs because they feel, I will apply and the most qualified person would always get the job. I've seen it happen a lot of times. There are qualifications where they know you definitely need 1, 2, 3. The fact that you've been shortlisted, right? I hope someone gets this right. The fact that you are shortlisted means a company can see potential in you performing the required things that they want from you. Okay, that means the company know that you can perform, they just want to hear from you if you are ready, if you are looking at it like that. That's why they would ask you certain questions. So if you are shortlisted, they call you for an interview. Now let's move to being positive. You can do the job, and it's not always the case that a qualified person will get the job. I've seen and I've witnessed a few times where someone with this amount of qualifications don't get the job, because a person who has less qualifications yet does meet the spec, because they wouldn't shortlist you unless you meet the requirements that they're looking for, does get the job. Certain things makes these companies decide on giving you an opportunity. Sometimes it's the skill, how your CV is done and it's tailored, and you sort of become more prepared in answering certain questions. You are more confident than the other person. You know how to sell yourself. You know how to link yourself, your experiences to the position in the company, and you seem to give them a very good idea of how much you can be a fit. So the qualifications, it's not true that people that are mostly qualified would get the job. Another thing that I hear a lot, people say don't really do much research when you're going for an interview. You really don't know much about this company. Guys, I don't know where you've been, and chances are, if you still believe that, you have not really gone through most of my videos that I've done here. I am a big fan of research. I'm a big fan of being prepared. I don't like to make a fool out of myself. I don't like people when they do that too, because being prepared, doing proper research says a lot. There are things that you won't find on about the company. You would only experience them once you are there, but there are things that you can do and you can research about the company, and that would give you a better chance to, number one, decide if you want to go for that company. Number two, it will help you in using those things to prove that you are a perfect fit. Companies love people that are prepared. Do everything you can to research about the company. Go through their financial statements. Go through social media or any social media platform where you can get information. Read up on them about challenges that they are facing, projects that they are currently doing. Because whenever you show that you know so much about the company, it shows that you've done research. It also shows that you see yourself working for that company, because who would waste their precious time and data researching about a company they're not interested? So that would give you a good point. So don't be like, they call me for an interview, I don't know exactly. Let me just wait. Let me just see what happens. They'll probably tell me more about the company. Some interviewers would also ask you, what do you know about us? So imagine you have not done any research. What do you say? You would say, I was just waiting for you guys to tell me about yourselves. No, you do your research. So that's very important. That's another myth that we need to bust, that we just busted today. Okay, this will also make you become more confident, because if you've prepared, you are more confident to do that. Another thing that I would hear people saying is, the only way to get a job is to know people in the right places. Even though you apply and maybe like online, you would never get a job unless you know people in the right places. I'm all about relationships do play a role in getting a job, because if you know people in the right places, they can refer you. Even not in the right places, if you know someone who works for a certain company and a position comes up and you've got a good relationship, they can then refer you or recommend you, because they know you've got the skills that are required to perform the job. But it doesn't mean that you need to stop applying online. As a recruiter, there's a lot of people that I get that have applied online. Whenever we've got a position, we'll put it out there. And people that I do not know, I've never heard of, never spoken to, they don't even know my cousin. They don't know my cousin of another cousin of ours. I would call them. I've done that for so long, for like 8 years. I have spoken to people. I've placed people. There was no way we would know each other. So it doesn't mean that when you don't know people in the right places, you will never get a job. So you should be discouraged by applying online. Where I'm working, I don't know anyone. I got a job because I saw an advert and I clicked apply, and my CV was speaking to the job specification that was posted, and I got shortlisted. I got called in for an interview. I definitely aced the interview and I got the job. So don't be discouraged just because you don't know people in the right places, just because your family is not connected, just because you don't know the right comrades to put you in the right places. You would never get a job. Keep applying online. As much as you are working on networking skills and building relationships, that can happen overnight. So you can't sit and wait for 6 months of building really good relationships before you can apply. You can apply online, you would get a job. A lot of companies are posting positions. They are calling in people for interviews that they don't know, that are not related to anyone, that they have not been referred to. So yeah. Another last one that I probably heard this a lot of times, especially if people didn't get the job, or you send someone to a client for an interview and they'll come back and say, hey, these people were tricky. And I mean, like the way they were phrasing questions, it was just to make sure that I don't get the job. Let me tell you, no one's got time for that. And I can assure you that no recruiter or HR or hiring manager would want to schedule 45 minutes just to trick you and make you feel this small because, yeah, you are special. That's time. Time is precious. Time is money at the same time. And we all have things to do. Would rather skip the interview and not do it if the goal is to trick you. Whenever they're asking questions on the interview, they're trying to get the information that they're trying to get from you. They definitely know that this question, this is what we are looking to get out of it. So sometimes you find that they phrase the same question differently, and at the back of your mind you are thinking these people are playing games. You see, now they're playing games with me. I just took a bath, moisturize my skin and my body, and I'm here looking all sharp, cleaned, ironed clothes. I wasted money or petrol to come here for an interview. Now they're playing games. That's not the case. They're trying to get as much information from you, and not every interview that you're gonna go to you would get a job. Okay, they aren't trying to trick you in any way, and that's not the strategy. It's just that maybe the way they phrase questions, you do not understand, or you're not getting the question fully for you to confidently answer and feel like this is what they are looking for. These are the very few that I would normally hear people saying, hey, when this happens. And as a recruiter, I just wanted to sit here and clarify a few things. And I know these were very helpful. And going forward, now you know certain things, why they happen, and it's not exactly the way most people seem to interpret it as. Go ahead and like this video. Give it a thumbs up. Also share one of the things maybe that you used to believe in until you were fully clued up. What is it all about? Because the comment section, most people use it, and I know I like going through the comment section, because that's where you get other people sharing their views and how they see things. You are more than welcome to also drop a question there. All right, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. I'll see you guys on another awesome video.